Sobrang di ko pa mapaniwala. Maraming salamat sa suporta at sana patuloy yung suporta niyo sa akin.
I truly regret not being able to be there tonight. However, I am so honored to be named the PSA Athlete of the Year.
Shocking. Alex Eala signs $75 million Nike mega deal and the tear-jerking surprise for her parents that broke the internet. What is up, tennis fans? Welcome back to Champions Tennisitics, your #1 source for the hottest, most explosive updates in the world of tennis. If you think you know what making it big looks like, you have not heard this story yet. We are talking about history being made right before our eyes. We are talking about generational wealth. We are talking about a moment so pure, so emotional, and so monumentally massive that it has the entire sporting world buzzing from Manila to Madrid, from Sydney to San Francisco, and every city in between. So get comfortable, settle in, and maybe grab a box of tissues, because this story is going to take you on a ride. We are talking about Alex Eala. And we are not just talking about a match win or a ranking boost, though we have plenty of that to cover too. We are talking about the dotted line. We are talking about the swoosh. We are talking about a deal that puts her name alongside the greatest athletes ever to walk the face of this earth. Breaking news just hitting the wires. Alex Eala has officially signed a monumental, jaw-dropping contract extension with Nike. And the numbers? They are absolutely astronomical. We are hearing confirmed reports of a deal worth $75 million. Yes, you heard that correctly. $75 million. $75 million. That is superstar territory. That is icon status. That is the kind of number that gets carved into history books. But hold on, because that is not even the best part of this story. It is what she did immediately after the ink was dry that has millions of people around the world wiping tears from their eyes right now. It involves a secret purchase, a viral post, and the two people who gave up everything to get her here. Stay tuned, because we are diving deep into every single detail of this historic moment. The stunning new dream home she just bought, and what this means for the future of Asian tennis on the world stage. You do not want to miss a single second of this. The $75 million bombshell. Let us get right into the meat of this massive announcement, because it deserves every second we are about to give it. For years, we have watched Alex Eala grind. We watched her dominate the juniors with a ferocity that made scouts lean forward in their seats. We watched her pack her bags, say goodbye to her family, and leave the Philippines to train at the legendary Rafa Nadal Academy in Mallorca, Spain, one of the most prestigious tennis academies in the world. We watched her fight through injuries, heartbreaking losses, and the brutal, unforgiving transition from the junior tour to the professional circuit. We knew she was special. We knew she was marketable. But this is a whole new stratosphere. Sources close to the negotiation table have leaked the details, and they are nothing short of staggering. The partnership between Alex Eala and Nike, which has been quietly in place since her junior days, has been renewed and supercharged into something that nobody in the business expected at this stage of her career. This is not just a free shoes and shirts deal anymore. This is a full global ambassador contract, the kind of deal that comes with billboards in Times Square, campaigns on every screen from Tokyo to Toulouse, and a commercial partnership that puts her face at the absolute forefront of one of the most powerful brands on the planet. The reported value? $75 million over the course of a long-term extension. To put that figure in perspective, let us look at the landscape of women's tennis. We know that Naomi Osaka, Serena Williams, and Maria Sharapova set the gold standard for endorsement deals. For a player like Eala, who is still rising, still climbing that WTA ladder with her eyes fixed firmly on the top, to command this kind of figure is a thunderous statement about what the industry believes she is worth. And let us be crystal clear, Nike is not paying for her current ranking. They are paying for her future. They are betting everything on her becoming the face of tennis, not just in the Philippines, but across all of Asia and beyond. They are planting their flag in what they believe is the next great era of the sport, and Alex Eala is the banner they are raising. Marketing experts are already calling it the Eala effect. She has that rare, once-in-a-generation combination of elite athletic talent, a massive and fiercely loyal social media following, and a deeply human story that resonates with millions of people who have never even held a tennis racket. She represents the underdog who outworks everyone else in the room. She represents the global citizen, Filipino roots, Spanish training, competing at the absolute highest level of world sport. Nike knows that when Eala walks onto a tennis court, an entire nation of over 110 million people stops to watch. And now, they have secured her as one of their premier athletes for the next decade. Can you imagine the magnitude of that? $75 million and the weight of a nation on her shoulders, and she is carrying it all with a smile. Think about what this deal truly means for her career on the court. In women's professional tennis, the financial burden of competing is staggering. A full-time team, coach, hitting partner, physiotherapist, nutritionist, can cost upwards of $1 million a year before you even account for travel, accommodation, and equipment. Many talented players burn out or give up not because they lack the skill, but because they cannot sustain the financial pressure. Eala will never have to worry about that again. This $75 million contract is the ultimate competitive weapon. It is freedom. It is the ability to rest when her body needs rest, to invest in the best medical team, to travel in conditions that preserve her energy, and to focus every single atom of her being on becoming a Grand Slam champion. The dream home reveal that broke the internet. But let us be honest with each other for a moment. The money is spectacular. The Nike logo is iconic. But what Eala did with her first major windfall from this deal is what separates a great athlete from a truly great human being. And it is what has the internet absolutely losing its collective mind right now. Almost immediately after news of the contract extension broke across sports media, Alex dropped her own bombshell on social media. It was not a picture of a sleek new sports car. It was not a selfie dripping in diamonds or designer brands. It was a picture of a house. And not just any house. A sanctuary. A home. A place built for peace. In a post that has now been shared millions of times across Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X, Eala revealed that she had secretly purchased a stunning new home for her parents, Michael and Riza Eala. The photos show a breathtaking, thoughtfully designed property. Spacious rooms filled with natural light. Lush gardens where you can breathe and think and just be. A peaceful retreat designed for the people who deserve to finally rest after years of relentless sacrifice. It is the kind of home you purchase when you want to look at your parents and say, without a single word, "You can stop running now. You have arrived." The caption she wrote alongside those photos, "It is enough to make the toughest person in the room reach for a tissue." She wrote, "Mom and Dad sacrificed so much so I could pursue this dream. Now it is time for you to have the home and life you deserve. No more worries, just peace and pride. I love you forever." Just let that sit with you for a moment. No more worries. 3 words. 3 words that carry the weight of thousands of nights of doubt, sacrifice, and blind faith. If you have ever had parents who went without so you could have more, you know exactly what that caption means. It is not just a real estate transaction. It is a declaration of love. It is the repayment of a debt that can never truly be settled in full. But this comes remarkably close. The sacrifice of Mike and Riza, the story behind the story. To understand why this house matters so profoundly,
I was so excited
we have
to come
go
to
back
Spain
to the
and to
beginning.
get out and
We have to look
to
at the
see,
Eala family
to
story
broaden
with
my
honest,
horizons.
clear
And I
eyes.
think I met so many
Because this
people
was
here,
not an overnight
made so many
success
friends, and
This
living
was
together.
not a lottery
I
ticket
truly
or a
regret
lucky
not
break.
being able
This
to be
was
there
years
tonight.
and years of grinding in the
However,
shadows,
I am
betting
so
everything on a
honored to be
little
named
girl.
the PSA Athlete of the
Mike
Year
Eala
along.
and Riza Eala are not your typical tennis parents. They are not the loud, overbearing sideline screamers you sometimes see at junior tournaments. They are the quiet pillars of strength. The ones who do the hard work without seeking credit. Riza herself knows the athlete's life from the inside. She was a bronze medalist swimmer in the Southeast Asian Games. She understands the discipline required to compete at the highest levels of sport. She knows the sacrifice. She knows the doubt. She knows the pain of giving your entire self to something and still not being certain it will work. When Alex showed unmistakable potential as a young child, picking up a racket at just 4 years old under the loving guidance of her late grandfather, Roberto "Bobby" Maniego, the family made a decision. They decided to go all in. And do you have any idea how expensive tennis really is? It is brutally, mercilessly expensive. Coaching fees, court time, premium equipment, stringing costs, tournament entry fees, and the travel. Oh, the travel. Flying a young child around the world to compete in junior tournaments drains a family's finances with terrifying speed. You are not just paying for plane tickets. You are paying for hotels, for tournament clothing, for academies, for strings, for grips, for everything. It adds up to numbers that would make most families walk away. There are stories from the early days of the Eala family having to be extraordinarily strategic with every single peso, sacrificing luxuries that other families took for granted, missing vacations, turning down invitations, doing the math over and over again to figure out how to get Alex to the next tournament without breaking the family bank. And then came the biggest sacrifice of all, letting her go. When the life-changing opportunity arrived for Alex to train at the Rafa Nadal Academy in Mallorca, Spain, Mike and Riza faced the most heart-wrenching decision any parent can make. They had to look at their daughter and say, "You should go," even if it meant she would be thousands of miles away. Even if it meant they could not be there for the small moments. The first time she played a match as a teenager on clay, the homesick nights, the confusion and loneliness of navigating a foreign country alone. They could not always be there in person. They watched her grow up through FaceTime screens and shaky live streams of ITF matches played in obscure European towns where the Wi-Fi barely worked. Imagine the sleepless nights. Imagine checking the weather in Spain from the Philippines at 2 in the morning, wondering if she had remembered to bring a jacket. Imagine the parental anxiety of knowing your child is hurting, maybe a bad loss, maybe a tough practice, maybe just a rough day, and not being able to hold her hand. That is the price of raising a world-class athlete. You give your child to the world and hope, with every fiber of your being, that the world is kind to them. Mike and Riza paid that price, quietly, for years, without anyone writing articles about their sacrifice. Well, today we are writing it. Today, we are telling their story. So when Alex Eala signed that $75 million contract, her very first instinct was not to think of herself. She thought of the nights her father sat at the kitchen table going over the accounts, trying to make the numbers work. She thought of the quiet strength her mother radiated, the smile she held in place even when she was scared. She thought of every airport goodbye, every missed birthday, every tournament her parents watched from the other side of a phone screen with their hearts in their throats. And she bought them a home. Because when you love someone that much, you want to give them the one thing they never allowed themselves to want for themselves: rest. Lolo Bobby, the man who started it all. We cannot tell this story completely without mentioning the man who is not here to see it, but who is surely watching from above with a smile wider than the Pacific Ocean. Roberto Bobby Maniego, Alex's grandfather. The man who first put a tennis racket into the hands of a 4-year-old girl and saw something that nobody else could see yet. He planted the seed. He saw the spark before there was any fire to speak of. There is a beautiful, bittersweet dimension to this moment of triumph. Every check she cashes, every trophy she lifts, every record she breaks, it is a tribute to him. When she bought this house for her parents, you have to believe she was thinking of him too. Thinking, "Lola, look what we did. Look how far we came from those first swings you taught me." The story of Alex Eala is not just the story of one athlete. It is the story of a family, a lineage, a love that was passed from a grandfather's hands to a little girl's grip on a racket and turned into something the whole world can see. She is not just playing for rankings or prize money or endorsement figures. She is playing for memory. She is playing to honor the people who believed in her before the world had any reason to. And that, more than any dollar amount, is what makes this story truly extraordinary. The internet goes wild. The global reaction. The internet, as you can absolutely imagine, has gone completely and utterly wild over this. The comment sections on Alex's post are overflowing with love, not just from tennis fans and sports communities, but from ordinary people across the globe who simply appreciate witnessing a child honoring her parents. We are seeing messages like, "This is the Filipino dream, right here, to give back to your parents," and "She is a champion on the court and in life." And our personal favorite, "She earned every single peso of that Nike deal." Fellow tennis stars have been chiming in from across the tour. The camaraderie among professional players is real and it is deep, and seeing a young player honor her family in such a public and heartfelt way resonates across nationalities and cultural backgrounds. Sports journalists who have spent their careers covering tennis are calling it one of the most genuinely moving athlete moments they have witnessed in years. It cuts through the cynicism. In a world of sports that is so often reduced to statistics and sponsorship figures, this reminds every single one of us that behind every player is a team, a family, a support system made of love and sacrifice. And the timing of all of this could not be more perfect. This announcement arrives at a moment when Alex is hitting her absolute stride on the tennis court. It is not like she secured this deal on the back of hype alone. She has been delivering results. She has been competing. She has been earning every single dollar of that $75 million with her racket, her legs, and her will. While other teenagers her age were at birthday parties and cinemas and discovering who they were in the comfortable context of home, Eala was analyzing match footage and drilling cross-court backhands until the sun went down over the Balearic Sea. This $75 million contract is not a lottery win. It is back pay. It is compensation for every sunrise she saw through the window of a training facility, for every holiday she spent hitting on the practice courts, for every moment of doubt she pushed through in silence, because giving up was simply not an option. The Nike legacy. Why this deal is a masterstroke. Let us talk about Nike for a second, because it is important to understand the history and the weight behind a deal like this. Nike does not just sign athletes. They sign icons. They signed Michael Jordan and changed basketball forever. They signed Tiger Woods and made golf aspirational for a new generation. They signed Serena Williams and gave women's tennis a superstar face that the sport carried for 2 decades. The pattern is clear. Nike identifies athletes who do not merely compete in their sport, but who transcend it entirely. By signing Eala to a $75 million extension, they are making a thunderous declaration. They are saying, she is next in that lineage. She is not just a tennis player. She is a cultural phenomenon. From a purely business perspective, this is an absolute masterstroke by Nike. The Asian tennis market has been waiting for its next transcendent superstar ever since Lina retired. Naomi Osaka carried the torch brilliantly for a period, but the market is vast and hungry and full of fans who are desperate for a player they can connect with as their own. Eala, a Filipina competing at the highest levels of professional tennis, represents a market of 110 million Filipinos domestically, plus millions more in the Filipino diaspora spread across North America, the Middle East, Europe, and Asia. When she plays, those communities unite. They watch together. They celebrate together. They argue together. That kind of cultural gravity is worth every cent of $75 million to a global brand like Nike. The lifestyle upgrade, what $75 million looks like. Now, let us get a little celebratory, because with $75 million, the lifestyle is about to change in some seriously exciting ways, and we are here for every single chapter of it. We are already hearing whispers of potential fashion collaborations. Could we see an Eala signature line with Nike? A custom logo featuring elements of Philippine culture? Maybe, and we are just saying maybe. A signature shoe featuring the golden rays of the Philippine sun? The possibilities are endless, and they are genuinely thrilling to think about. And this house for her parents? Sources tell us it is not just any property. We are hearing about a meticulously designed estate with sprawling gardens, spaces for the whole extended family to gather, and enough room for the kind of joyful, chaotic Christmas celebrations that Filipino families are legendary for. It is the kind of place where her mother can finally exhale, where her father can sit in the garden with his morning coffee and not worry about anything, where Lolo Bobby's spirit can be felt in every corner. Champions Tennisitics is formally putting in a request right now for the exclusive house tour. Alex, if you are watching, you know where to find us. We also have to wonder, what does life off the court look like from here? She is young, she is accomplished, she is celebrated, and she is now firmly in the financial stratosphere of the global sporting elite. She is rapidly becoming the definitive it girl of Asian sports culture. We would not be at all surprised to see her at the Met Gala. We would not be shocked to see her in the front row at Fashion Week in Paris or Milan. We expect collaborations, brand partnerships, and cover shoots that have nothing to do with tennis. The court is her office. The world is her stage. The bigger picture, inspiring a generation. But amid all the glitz and the staggering cash figures and the lifestyle upgrades, let us not lose sight of the real, lasting significance of this moment. Because the true value of this deal is not measured in millions of dollars. It is measured in little girls. Think about this image. A young girl, maybe 10 or 12 years old, somewhere in the provinces of the Philippines. She does not have a Nike tennis bag. She is hitting balls against a concrete wall with an old, second-hand racket, squinting against the afternoon sun. She has seen Eala on the television. She has seen that a Filipina girl, a girl who looks like her, can sign a $75 million deal with the most famous sports brand in the world. She has seen that a Filipino passport does not close doors, it opens them. She has seen that with enough sacrifice, enough discipline, and enough love from the people around her, tennis can change not just her life, but her entire family's story. That little girl hits one more ball against the wall, then another, because now she knows it is possible. And that, when all is said and done, is worth more than any endorsement figure ever printed on a contract. Eala is not just building a career, she is building a legacy. And this home she bought for her parents is just the first brick in what promises to be an extraordinary monument. What is next on court? The Eala era is here.
One, I truly regret not being able to be there tonight. However, I am so honored to be named the PSA Athlete of the Year alongside
so excited to come to Spain and to get out and to broaden my horizons. And I think I met so many people here, made so many friends, and living together